It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Ohio Christians head disc golf coach, Ryan Holbrook. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching college disc golf?
Oh man, that goes back. Disc golf. So when I came to school at Ohio Christian University at OCU back in '07, there was a guy that was in student development and worked with student activities that loved disc golf, and I had played a little bit previously in high school, but really in college he bought some baskets. He bought 9 baskets and placed them around campus, and really honestly it was kind of an outdoor activity that we could do here on campus, and I learned to love it. And then I started traveling around Ohio playing different courses and some local courses, and honestly, the last couple of years disc golf has just kind of exploded. And I actually always coached on the golf end, and then this opportunity presented itself, and I'm excited. Disc golf is, like I said, it's growing and it's exploding, and OCU, and I'm very privileged and honored to kind of get this thing rolling. So
What was it like playing college golf for OCU?
yeah, that it was a cool experience. It taught me a lot. I learned a lot. Playing college sports, like any college, you gotta travel. You got a travel schedule. You got your classes to take care of. It taught me a lot about managing, and it taught me a lot about prioritizing and that type of stuff. But I look back on my college career, and it was kind of cool because when I came in, they actually didn't have a golf program. So I have some experience starting a new program because I was a player then, but we started the program. So we were club sport for 2 years while I was here, and then we went on, and we were actually NCCA Division II, and now we're NAIA. But yeah, I look back on it with fond memories.
What was it like, obviously, getting started as a grounds crew for Ohio Christian?
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Yeah, I started as a student worker when I was going to school here. I started, and then I started about 15 hours a week, and I didn't really know how to. I never had held a weed eater, never really knew how to cut grass the right way, or hold a weed eater the right way, or I didn't really know any of that stuff. And then whenever I took the job, and I really fell in love with it. You get to kind of be out in the sunshine, and you get to kind of be outside, and you get to see your work pay off. If you do a good job at the end of the day, you kind of see what you did. And I fell in love with it, and I kind of just worked my way up. It was kind of interesting how it all worked out. But yeah, I love it. I love everything about it.
What was the transition like from going from grounds crew to finally getting a coaching job and being a disc golf coach?
Yeah, I actually, the cool thing about it is I get to do both. And so here at OCU, a lot of the coaches are kind of double dipping, and so I still get to. I'm more of kind of a director. I get to kind of direct the grounds. I've worked my way up, and now I'm the director there. And then the coaching. It kind of works together, honestly, very well. I was able to. Be one of the influential builders and designers of the course here on campus. I'm very proud of it. The course is beautiful. I think it's a very good course for what we need for the team, and then also for the community. And being the grounds director, it's they kind of work really well together. Yeah, I love them both. I think that they'll work really well together. And like I said, I'm very excited about the adding the disc golf coach to my resume and get rolling.
What was that feeling like when you became a coach for the disc golf after playing, obviously, college disc golf?
Yeah, it you know, it's a little nerve wracking. You're starting a new program, and you want to get it off the right foot. You want to get it set it. Get some momentum rolling, and like I said, the course was the biggest thing. We needed, if we were going to pull this off, I really believe that we needed a good course that was a good quality course that would recruit kids that we could recruit off of, that would want to come here, that could practice here, that it's in our backyard. So the course was the big thing for me. I don't think that the position would have maybe even been offered, but I don't think I would have taken it. The course was huge. And then I think that the coaching, I really am blessed and honored. I really think that I really think disc golf is at a very interesting spot, and it every year seems to be getting bigger and bigger. And I'm excited that OCU is a part of it, and I look forward to the future.
What's a typical 15-game disc golf hole look like?
Yeah, so typically they're 18 holes. The courses typically are 18 holes, similarly to a golf course. Typically, there's par threes, par fours, and par fives, but there are a lot more par threes than golf. And typically, they'll be anywhere from 150 feet to, some of the par fives can be, close to 1,000 feet. And most everything's recorded in feet. And you typically throw from a tee pad. So you have, your discs, your drivers, fairways, mids, and putters, and you typically are throwing. It's very similar to golf. You're trying to get it in as few as strokes as you can into the in disc golf. It's as few as throws as you can, and to get it into the basket. But yeah, very similar. You throw from a tee pad, and you're trying to get it in that basket. It's everything I love about golf, I love about disc golf.
Of course, what are some similarities and differences between golf and disc golf?
Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, they both have very, very similar. They're very similar. The disc is a lot different, and the way that you have to complete the hole is a lot different. Instead of hitting the golf ball, you're throwing a disc, but the rules are very similar. The way to go about it is very similar. The strategy, you have fairways and you have obstacles, in golf. And just like disc golf, there's a lot of trees that you can hit. There's hazards and stuff like that. So they are very, very similar. I would say the difference is just the way that you go about, completing the hole. With the disc and with a golf ball are different swings, different, you know, mechanisms, but the strategy and everything is very, very similar.
How does a typical game day look like for disc golf?
Yeah, so typically the college tournaments that I've kind of looked into are typically 36 holes. You typically play 18 holes in the morning. You have lunch and then you play 18 holes in the afternoon. Typically, you can either play individual or team games. You can have five competing, take four scores. Really, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it on the college level. But typically, it's a smooth day. You have 18 in the morning lunch, and then 18 in the afternoon, and then you crown your champions and go on to the next one.
Of course, with disc golf, is it an all-day event or is it just you go and then you come back?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, typically it's an all day event. you'll play in the morning and then lunch, and then you'll play in the afternoon, and you will be able to probably get back to campus um, in the same day. But it's a long day. It's an all day event.
What is it like, obviously, having an all-day event and having those athletes still be able to perform at the top level?
Yeah. You know, disc golf, like any sport, you're, um, I'd say you're definitely going to be playing, couple hours, 2, 3 hours, and then you're going to have a break, and then you're going to play that again. And so, um, I think out on the course, just staying hydrated, that'll be, coaches, that'll be my job, is to keep the guys and gals hydrated, and keep them, get the nutrition levels up to where they feel like they can walk the course. Typically you're walking miles in 18 holes. So, depending on the course, the terrain and stuff, it's not a cakewalk out there. It's not too difficult, but it's still some exercise, and you want to make sure that your body is in the condition to where you're not, especially with golf and disc golf, if you're feeling a little tired, it can really affect your game. And so the main thing is to get them in a spot where they can play that 36 holes without getting too tired.
What's it like, obviously, to have disc golf as a co-ed sport, as you said, that both men and women play?
Yeah, golf, they kind of have, I've helped out with the guys side and the girls side in golf here at OCU. Um, but it will be a little bit different, because as of right now, most of the stuff that we will do, we'll be doing together. And the cool thing about disc golf is, um, most of the courses that I've seen and look at, it blends very, very well, and we can practice together. We can play together. And so I think it will actually be a very, very good experience with the co-ed for disc golf here at OCU.
Who are some of the teams that you faced in your conference in the disc golf?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we're hoping, we're trying to get in. I think OCU's kind of getting in on the front end of it. Like I said, the last couple of years, disc golf has kind of taken off, and I think that more and more colleges and even high schools are getting teams. So our goal is to try to have a couple matches this first year. And the goal is to get with some of, I know MVNU, Mount Vernon Nazarene University. I know their coach, and have been in contact with them, and that's one school that we are definitely looking to get into their tournament. And then my goal is in the spring. It'd be the spring of 23. My goal is to host a tournament. I don't know what that's going to look like. Haven't really gotten that far yet. Right now, we're just trying to recruit and get some kids on campus and get this team underway and get it rolling. But my goal is to host a tournament as soon as possible, and that'll be a really cool experience to have other teams on the campus, and we're able to practice here, and be able to have other teams here on campus and compete here on our home course. So.
Of course, what is that going to look like to have, obviously, a, your first game day next year?
Yeah, it'll jump in the van and get everybody's bags loaded up, and like I said, if we go up to Mount Vernon, if we go to MVNU and to their tournament, I think they have a fall one, and so yeah, we'll get everybody loaded up, get some breakfast in them, and get there probably a little bit early and get some warm up putting in, and then just try to prepare them the best I can, and then yeah, we'll go out and we'll play their course. And I've kind of looked it up. I have never played their course, but I've kind of looked it up, and it's a neat little track. They just built a new 18-hole course as well, and And so, and so, um, and so, yeah, it'll be going out there playing their course and having fun and trying to compete and then driving back and getting them back here on campus, hopefully in time for dinner.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've built for the disc golf program?
Yeah. So like I said, the course was kind of like I believe the course was huge. It's a blessing for the team. It's going to be a blessing for the students. It's going to be a blessing for the community. The course is a big part of my strategy for recruiting. I really put my heart and soul into that, into building that, and and then really it's going out and finding kids that here at Ohio Christian University, you know, we love Jesus, and trying to find kids that are like-minded, that love disc golf, that love to throw plastic, and that want to come here and really work on their skills and compete, but also come here for OCU to learn, learn about Jesus, and learn how um, how he wants to navigate their life and after college. We only get them for a short period of time. They're only here for 4 years. Like I said, I attended Ohio Christian University for 4 years and graduated from here. And you're not, college goes by pretty quick. You're not here forever. And so my goal as a coach is to really not just in disc golf. My goal and my job, I want to invest in these kids in their lives and in their future, and as on the course and off the course. That's what I want to. That's what my strategy is, and that's what I'm praying God will allow me to do.
What does the recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes looking to play competitive disc golf?
That's another great question. So disc golf's a little bit different. It's kind of newer, and like I said, it's kind of exploding. And basically, it's a lot more hands-on recruiting. In other sports, there's websites, there's resources that you can kind of use, and that's the interesting thing is, disc golf, it's a lot more hands-on. It's going out to shops, to courses, to high schools. It's going to be a lot more hands-on approach of getting. I don't think that's the way it might always be, but that's the way that it currently is a more hands-on approach, going out and trying to find the kids that, like I said, are like-minded with OCU and like to throw plastic.
Of course, when you're out on when you're out on the recruitment process, what are some of the things that you look at in those prospective student athletes?
Well, right now, new program, I'm looking at, that you've played disc golf, that you have a bag, that you've kind of, you've tuned in your discs a little bit. That'd be nice. But honestly, it's a new program. And like I said, like-minded student athletes that want to come to OCU, that love disc golf, that love to play. I will take a look at you and we'll see if you're a fit. Because we're trying to grow this thing and we're trying to build it, and I believe that it's going to grow, and I believe OCU, like I said, is getting in at the front. But I think disc golf, I do think disc golf is in a good spot. I think OCU, I'm really glad that we're a part of it.
Of course, what does a typical official visit look like when the recruits come on campus and fall in love with your course?
Yeah, that's the cool thing, is the course is right here in our backyard. And so if a recruit comes onto campus, they can take a tour and look at all of the, from the admission standpoint, look at all of the facilities and the grounds and all of that stuff. And then they'll meet with the athletics, and we'll go through the athletic facilities, and then typically love for them to play the course with me and the assistant coach, and talk. That's a good way for us to get to talk to them, get to know them, get to know their game, get to know a little bit about their future and stuff like that. And so it's kind of an all day thing. Here at OCU, we have preview days and that they can take a part of as well, to where they'll get to actually be with other students, or they can have individual visits as well. It's whatever they prefer. It's whatever they like. If it's disc golf, and then me and the assistant coach are available to show them around and hopefully play the disc golf course.
What advice would you give future high school athletes looking to become college disc golf players?
That's a great question. I think my advice would be that disc golf's growing, and if you love disc golf and you're serious about it, there's scholarship opportunities available, the sport is exploding. It's growing at all levels, and I think more and more colleges are going to jump on board, and I would say take it serious. A lot of people, even a few years ago looked at it as more of kind of like a hobby sport, and it's not that anymore. It's a way that you can get scholarships. It's a way, and the professionals now are making pretty good money. There's money in the sport. They've been televised nationally. Like, the sport is really growing. And so if you love it and you love to go out in the woods and throw plastic, you love disc golf, my advice would be take it serious. You never know what disc golf can bring you, and I would just keep working at it and take it serious.
What is something that you would advise college athletes that are looking to go professionally?
Oh man, another good question. I think if you're a college athlete in disc golf, you're you're pretty good. Like I said, you've got a bag, you've worked out your discs, you kind of got your disc molds and everything like that. And so I think you're pretty good. And I would just say that, take it serious and keep working on it, because disc golf is booming. It's exploding. And I think the future is very bright for the sport, and those that are good at it, I think, are going to benefit greatly from that.
What advice would you give future college coaches looking to get started in coaching college disc golf?
I would say that if you're college, a lot of college campuses around the country have a disc golf course already. Maybe not even need very little upgrades to it to get to the college level. Some of them maybe need some upgrades, but most campuses that have a course are pretty nice. I know there's quite a few around here in Central Ohio. And I would say that, if you're serious and you like it and you're on staff at a university, try to talk to somebody about starting a team. It's really, I think a lot of colleges are going to jump on board. And like I said from the beginning, I'm very, very humbled. I'm very, very grateful and honored that OCU has jumped on this disc golf bandwagon, that they've jumped on this board. And I think we've kind of jumped on early, and I'm excited about the future.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with the Ohio Christian Disc Golf Program?
Yeah. So follow us, OCU Disc Golf, on Instagram. We do everything on Instagram. Follow us on there. And then OCU Trailblazers, if you go to Ohio Christian University, the athletic page, the Trailblazers link, you can find out about all the sports there as well.
Thank you again, Coach Ryan Holbrook, for your interview, and best luck in your future as the head disc golf coach.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Ryan Holbrook, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.